Bill is on because he's tuning into his favorite podcast and he's hearing this blasphemy. He's saying to himself, how is it that my favorite podcast is out here asking Tank to move up to 147 instead of fighting my son who's at 135 and got a belt? I don't understand what's going on. Bill, did I get that right?
Are you as frustrated as I am?
Listen, first, let me give a proper greeting, to the panel and to the boxing voice, the voice of the people.
Bill,
right?
just turn it up the other way. You're getting cut out for some reason. Yeah.
Let me see. Is this it?
Yeah, that worked.
It's blurring you out. Fuck. You're going to have to put it the other way and then just adjust it right because you're definitely chopping your head off.
Hold on.
No, you don't got to move. It's just hold it in a certain angle so that we can see you.
That's a really nice watch, Mr. Haney.
I was gonna say you blinded me out there with the sun.
I didn't get past the chain. I'm still looking at the chain. I ain't noticed the watch yet.
That's why I wanted people. That's why I want everybody to see him because he is dripping.
Yeah, but turn it sideways, champ. Turn it sideways. But just we gonna adjust it right there. Everybody seeing you perfect. We good. We good.
We're good.
You definitely chopping your head off. Now, every time you lay it on the counter on his own. All right, perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Just don't lean forward because you're going to chop your head off. Right there is perfect. Like, excellent right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to you guys, man. And thank you. And, the jury is compliments of the youngest world champion in boxing. You know what I mean? So, he's shining. We shine.
That's a good son.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a couple things, because I'm a big fan of boxing. I'm a big fan of the show. But Ness, you got to also put 50-50 in there because the Tank Garcia, you know what I mean? I'm sitting here looking at it like a troll, right? And I feel almost compelled. You got to tap one of them, but that fight is a toss-up because of the way that Mikey fights. But Mikey got a chin and he has ability to not get stopped. He showed that with Earl Spence. You know what I mean? He has enough boxing, enough ring IQ to not get stopped if he doesn't want to by a bigger fighter. Mm-hmm. If he engages with Tank, it probably can be problems for Mikey. But if Mikey boxed, he's a better boxer than anyone that the Tank has faced. You know what I'm saying? And he has more power than anybody the Tank has faced. I think Mikey Garcia would give Tank his equal amount of problem as Thurman. But
wow.
Thurman, I think that'll be a fight that Tank will win. See, Tank has the power to beat middleweights.
Damn.
He has the power to beat middleweights, but he doesn't have the size to get there. The size, you know what I mean? If it's the right fight,
I get that.
If it's the right fight, yeah. But he's blessed to have, power from the boxing gods, but he's just undersized as well. So,
like you're saying, if he was in a situation where he could get the perfect shot off, he could knock out a Monroe, he could knock out a Golovkin, he can knock out one of these dudes, but he doesn't have the attributes physically to put himself in a position to get that punch off.
To get those shots,
Gotcha.
before they get those shots off on him. You see what I'm saying? So they're bigger guys. They're bigger guys, and they're also taller, longer. Stronger. So those are competitive fights because he definitely Tank is Tank. You know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. He's a very dangerous fighter, probably one of the most, top 3, top 5 dangerous fighters.
Well, Bill, the poll that we just created has been out only 18 minutes. It has 172 votes and 58% of the voters believe Tank Davis beats Mikey Garcia, but 42% believe Garcia. So, pretty even fight.
50, that's pretty fit. That's close to 50-50.
Yeah, it's close to 50-50. Exactly. That's why I said that's what I would have it at. I would have it at, honestly, at 50-50, giving props to both of them as being, multi-divisional world champions. And you know what I mean? That would be a hell of a fight, outside of course, Tank and Devin Haney.
See, now, every time you throw Devin in the mix, I rush to the same question. Have you called? Because a closed mouth don't get fed. That's an old phrase, man. Have you called? Have you made the call? Yeah. Have you initiated the talks for a Tank and Devin in Atlanta though? But I'm saying that. Oh, you won it in Vegas because you won it in Vegas.
We have, but I think that we're more. I think we're more closer to getting probably a Rolly Romero.
What?
If
Bill, wait a minute. Don't you get me excited because I've been telling you I want that fight and you've been saying you ain't want. Now you closer. You've been saying you ain't want that fight. I want that fight.
Let me explain though. But we got to go through the proper channels to being a champion and being a champion in the WBC.
Give me a clear explanation of how this is going to happen.
It's because Jojo Diaz, of course, is not taking initiative like we talked about on the Boxing Voice.
Has his days expired? The 30.
No, but I think they're really very close. And I'm not. And I also seen something that Jojo did Jojo put on his Instagram or something that is talks with Ryan Garcia.
Let me double check.
I don't think he said talks. I think he. What did he say? I can't remember. But I don't think he said talks. Did he say talks?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up.
His last post 3 days ago. Oh, on his story. Let me check.
Oh, it was on his story.
Yeah, he posted something here. It says he reposted someone who says full community. I mean that Instagram doesn't sound I don't know, but it does says who you got. The bag on. I mean, it's just a post though, but I get you. He's implying though. But to you, he's implying. I get it. This is what I'm screen sharing what Jojo Diaz shared, which is Ryan Garcia versus Joseph Diaz Jr. in discussions for a fall fight. So if you go back, you see it's on Diaz's story 14 hours ago. He posted this. So Bill, I can see why you're taking it as him confirming it or being in agreements with this or, this being his preference. How are you interpreting this?
Absolutely. Hold on. Because you ended up finding it, right? So hold on.
Yeah, I end up finding it. No need to do it. I got it for you. I screen shared it and everything. They seen it. It's on his story.
Okay, so the last time that we had a conversation on here, as gentlemen, we talked about it, right? Mm-hmm. And he said that he was going to have MTK reach out to me, right? So I reached out again
to MTK,
to them,
to MTK,
which I had before,
to MTK,
right. To MTK, because that's why we got him on the phone.
Okay,
to say that that he was going to tell them to make it happen, and. What he did before that, he told them that he wanted Javier Fortuna. And he remember he said, yeah. I called him up. I said, I want Fortuna. And, Golden Boy agreed. Oscar De La Hoya agreed. Now, when you talk about the money fight, and you talk about popularity, I don't know who they be talking about when they talking about Devin, because everybody knew about Devin first. You knew about Devin before and on YouTube. YouTube is where boxing lives, and if you go look, you talk about YouTubers. Well, yeah, if you got a YouTuber,
back up a little bit, Bill, so you don't cut your head off. There you go.
If you got a YouTuber that's talking about slime, right? We're so dated. As in, that we assume that Jake Paul and Logan Paul are just doing these numbers. They're just doing these numbers and they're going to keep doing these numbers and so on and so forth. But where did they get popular at? YouTube. So if they're YouTube boxers, then you look up Devin Haney and you look up anybody, he got more videos and more shit talking about him than anybody. He was doing the shit longer. Then your favorite fighter, you pick him. I wouldn't care what fighter you pick. Devin's videos date back longer with more views on YouTube than probably your favorite fighter. So not only with the belt, not only with the YouTube, social media, they're downplaying the fact that the biggest fight, like you said, Ness, in boxing is, or one of the biggest fights is Devin and Tank. I reached out to.
But go back a step. You said you reached out to MTK again, but you never said what happened.
Well, MTK once again said that they're weighing their options and they're looking at Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy. I know for a fact Golden Boy is trying to pitch the fight with Ryan Garcia and Jojo Diaz to Dazn. But I also know that Ryan Garcia is being convinced to take the fight. Ryan Garcia is not looking and openly and hunting for the fight. They're trying to persuade him, and Dazn and money and everybody is trying to persuade Ryan to get in there. So they're saying that they're making this fight happen, but the money is on the table for Jojo Diaz if he said that Devin, well, he said things in the media in terms of he would sleep Dev, knock him out. He would do all this kind of shit. But it's money on the table. Eddie Hearn has already come out and said Jojo Diaz doesn't want to fight.
So you're saying there's money on the table. I want to be clear. Was there some sort of offer made to Joseph? Because I thought you said something about the 30 days.
Well, negotiating and discussing the fight, right? So we come to someone, right? We come to you and we say,
back up, Bill, so you don't cut that. Yeah, you got to have that good posture, man. So you don't cut your head off.
Yeah, well, when it comes to negotiating for a fight, right? It's do you want to fight or not, right? Obviously, it's everyone has options, right? We're hearing this option shit, right? But of course, we got options as well. But how do you make a fight if the other person doesn't want to negotiate the fight, right? It's not that we're getting hunted, right, with the belt, right? That we got to entice a challenger who fought for the position of mandatory to get in the ring, right? Okay, so what was your plans before you fought Javier Fortuna? Because it was announced
a one-off. A one-off. You see a dude that you could pick off. It's for interim. You're getting a check. It's a one-off, Bill.
Okay. All right. It's a one-off. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Now let's move on then. Let's move on away from Jojo Diaz.
Exactly.
Then let's move on to Richard Comey.
No.
Rolly, wait. Hold on. We're going to get there. I'm going to get there.
He's showing why there's no other, that's the best option. Because every other option is.
And then
no, I like what you're doing.
I get what you're doing. Because I know that Comey said he wanted you, but now he's in a fight with Loma, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. But then he also sent on Twitter that he hasn't received anything. I called Lou.
Okay.
I talked to Lou myself.
And Lou says?
So it's not like he hasn't gotten a contract from Top Rank. He hasn't signed anything. They haven't, this is all the media saying this December 12th stuff. December 11th, right? A leaked source, but the fighter hasn't signed. The fighter is seeing that.
But the negotiation is true, is what you're saying.
I talked to Lou. I talked to his promoter.
Does Lou say there's a fight for Comey versus Loma or not?
He says that it's a possibility of a fight for him.
So the leak is true.
Loma.
So the leak is true. It's about the
fighter.
fighter. It's about the fighter accepting the terms.
If you take, he also said that in the media as well. But what he also said is that Comey likes an idea of fighting for a belt as well.
Yeah, he wants you to sweeten the offer, Bill. Come on, this negotiations.
Okay.
It's negotiations. He trying to tell Bill Haney, look, we got options. Comey could go fight Loma or he could fight you. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's probably the one that leaked the story.
He probably
So what?
Raise up the offers.
Of course.
Right. So Dev is the boss, right? So what Dev, and even being, you know, a young cat like y'all don't believe, I'm telling you, I said the guy's the boss, right? He's been raised, he's been in the gym, he's mentored by the you know, boxing royalty. And I said, we talking about the deal, and then Devin says, okay, so Richard Comey is saying that he would rather fight Lomachenko than fight him, right? For anything. Now, this is the guy that you said you said is sweet, right? So, but Lomachenko is the bad motherfucker, right? So you got to be sweetened up to fight the lesser talented, the pillow fisted, all the shit. He has to have a sweet deal for you to fight him, or you're saying you're going to get paid notoriously from Top Rank, that you get paid less to go and fight on Top Rank.
Yeah,
than
but
you do
there's
on
more.
DAZN.
It's a bigger fight. For Comey is a bigger fight. I know you don't want to hear that, but at the end of the day, Loma is a bigger legacy fight. If Comey beats Loma, Loma's still multi-division unified champion, 3-time Olympian. Like, his accolades speak for himself. He beats Devin. He beat a up and coming 1-time champion. Like, Devin's story isn't written. You're cutting your face off, Bill. Devin's story isn't written yet. Like, he's not finished. So, like, Loma is 30-something years old with a list of accolades that Comey's looking at. He could take short money for the accolades the same way that Mayweather took short money for De La Hoya's accolades. You know, Loma is a big name. You want the Loma fight for your son. You don't want the Loma fight for your son?
Okay, listen. Let me tell you this. Then let me just say this though: is Loma is not Tank Davis. So Loma's not Tank Davis. Not with all the legacies. If he beats Loma, then what does he do? Does he become a pay-per-view star?
But if he beats Loma, he's an automatic fight though. He got an automatic fight. If he beat Loma, he got an automatic fight.
What does he have? An automatic rematch with T.O.?
Probably. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, because guess what? Top Rank is trying to sell the T.O. rematch with Loma anyway. So if you beat the guy that wants a rematch, then what?
But are they going to invest that much in Comey? Like the same way they would invest in Loma?
If you beat Loma, listen, they already investing in it, Mario, because the fight is obviously real. And if it gets made and Loma loses, you gonna do the necessary thing, which is give Loma the rematch. It's built in. This dude knocked him out before, and he earned his way back. Bill helped him sell the story. You helped him sell it. You shouldn't have reminded us. Well,
the thing about it is that I don't have him beating Loma, but he has a puncher's chance. He has
any 135 pounder that's naturally at 135 has a huge shot at beating Loma.
Yeah, he has a puncher's chance, but at the end of the day, we know it's short money. So the sweet deal, the sweet part of it is fighting a Devin Haney, a world champion. Then you automatically get the Loma fight, you get the T.O. fight, you still get any of the fights. But let me just tell you though. But let me just tell you, for one, is if you bring Lomachenko to the United States and you bring Lomachenko to the United States, you bring Devin Haney to the United States. Everything that you say, because you switch it back and forth from legacy and belts to being popularity, because it's popular when it comes to Ryan Garcia, but it's legacy when it comes to Lomachenko. You do a great job. You do a great job at that, man. I listen.
No, Bill, let me explain.
Listen, when it when it comes to Tank, it's strictly popularity and
money.
The primary belts don't mean anything. It's just whoever he fights.
He's the belt. He
is the belt. Okay, so good. So I mean, we're closer to Tank than Lomachenko, Richard Comey, or Teofimo Lopez
in terms of popularity.
Yes.
But
yes. So wait, no, but shit. But they play games. they play games, but I mean, one thing about it is, all respect to Dazn and Eddie Hearn.
I just don't get you don't see it, Bill. Come on, man. Let me in here a little bit.
You can't listen. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Devin makes the same price, makes the same money as Lomachenko. So you can't feed legacy. You can't feed all that shit to your kids. You know what I'm saying? You can't take care of your family off of legacy. This is the real business. And the thing about it, let me just tell you this, Ness, what's very important is the fact of behind the scenes and behind these closed doors with the promoters and with the networks, right? Fighters have to be open and honest about what they're doing and how they're moving, right? If they want to move scary, you know what I'm saying, and not really want to make the fights, they don't get paid, right? You don't get paid. Nobody wants to really secretly invest in some shit that's not official, right? The one thing about Eddie from the beginning of our relationship and Dazn, they understood that we could come in and make an impact, right? And in terms of being a U.S. representative of Dazn outside of Canelo, who originally came from Mexico and has a big, huge fan base in Mexico, has a whole country behind him. I think Devin has did a tremendous job of introducing Dazn to a different audience, and a different audience being introduced to Dazn. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's 22. He's, like I said, he's the youngest world champion in boxing, the youngest active promoter that has a world champion on his roster, right? And when he's talking, man, he's talking directly to the people. You know what I mean? It's not no middleman in between Devin and any promoter or any network where he might choose to go to make any of these fights happen. We're available.
There's obviously some sort of issue in him getting that big fight. Like, he needs that crossover fight.
He is the big fight.
But he's not in the Gennady position, though. He's not in the Gennady position. You can't be a boogeyman. A boogeyman. A boogeyman needs to make offers.
Ness, we in position.
You got to make offers, though.
Ness.
Gennady made offers. HBO was behind Gennady. They would have a list of 15 people.
No, it's not
15 people.
HBO no more.
Exactly. It's got to be Dazn. It's got to be Dazn getting a list of 15 people.
It's not Dazn no more.
You cutting your face off, Bill.
YouTube. Okay, hold on.
I'm saying you cutting your face off.
Let me tell you, it's not Dazn. No, it's not Dazn. It's not Showtime anymore, HBO anymore, brother. It's YouTube. When they go to market a fight and promote a fight, right? It's on YouTube. The narratives that you create and the other platforms create drives to traffic and subscriptions. What I'm saying to you is you know that we came in 2 weeks and sold out the National Harbor in D.C. You know that we done went to Madison Square Garden into the little room and kicked ass. You know, these are all the beginning steps.
Bill, I know all that, but this is the thing.
Yeah.
As much as you want to say that, you're the B-side in all the big fights.
Well,
and listen, you got to change that, or else you'll always be there waiting on them to say, no, let me finish because you ain't getting it. You waiting on them because of that. There's danger, and you're the B-side to Tio. You're the B-side to Tank. And obviously the B-side to Ryan. This dude don't want to fight y'all, but the networks care more about him. Like you said, they're trying to convince him to fight Joseph. Why they don't convince him to fight Devin for the fucking belt? They convince him to fight a dude for an interim.
Okay, Ness. But see, you have to become, when you got the real and you got the official thing, right? Because Devin comes from boxing royalty. We know and we understand that what they're going to do, right? They did it to the greats. Mm-hmm. You know, Floyd was screaming at the top of his lungs at 22 years old too. Mm-hmm. You and I have to be patient in the process and understand that just because a fighter is ducking and using politics doesn't make him the best fighter, right? And listen, it's fortunate that boxing the hardcore boxing fans have a guy they can pull for in Devin that's not being manipulated by any kind of politics or any kind of marketing gimmicks from the big machine. You know what I mean? In terms of strategically moving. Of course, we've already said that being that he is young and his company is new, a lot of the strategy just comes with going straight at him. You know what I mean? Without a plan and being available. That is the plan, is to be available for these guys, because we understand politically, because of their machine, they could be moved away from them. Mm-hmm. But at 22, when I talk about legacy and I talk about him being 22 and doing things that you tell me which of the 22-year-olds did it, right? And which of the 22-year-olds are doing it. And then we'll say that we're right on time. When you talk about 22, you have to remember Keyshawn, the businessman Davis, who did a wonderful job the other day, giving the guy the stanky legs for the United States of America, right? Is the same age as Devin. And he's, you know what I mean? A lot of amateur fights and a lot of national titles, but I think he has two pro fights. So we just have to be patient. Now, we know that to be a world champion, to get the money that we're getting, you have to make yourself available to the fights, right? But in due time, those guys are going to run out of excuses, right? Because there's no way, and I understand about the A side, B side shit, but I depend more on the people. And I'm saying is the people won't continue to buy bullshit. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they say, okay.
But they not selling bullshit with the rumors that they spit in about Tank. Those some sexy fights, those rumors. Whether we get them or not, they ain't spitting no ugly rumors. But I want you to get back to the nitty gritty. No. Why? So we're sure Comay's not taking this fight. Like, where are you? Because you said you spoke to Lou. So then you also mentioned Rolly. No, I want to cover.
Before we go there, let's cover the Tank. And you saying the sexy fights. Well, I mean, if we,
Mikey's a sexy fight. Mikey,
we see a pretty girl. We can talk about her all day long. You know what I mean? It all looks good. You know what I mean? But if you don't never go out on a date with her, then what the fuck are we really talking about?
I mean, so but if you can, then it's an option. It's got to happen.
Okay, for him to become the star that he is, what sexy fight has he had thus far?
What you mean? He got the Leo fight. That was a sexy fight.
That was a sexy fight? Okay.
That's the one that introduced him. That's what introduced him. Wasn't that his first pay-per-view?
And what else?
And then they gave him the Barrios fight. But that wasn't sexy. That was sexy. No, that was just seeing what he could do on his own without another big name. Because the first one was with an A-side name.
So outside of just the sexy talk that we talk about, Tank, every other day.
He's 1 for 1, Bill. He 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
Where's your sexy fight? Where's Devin's sexy fight?
We're one sexy fight away from being.
Where's Devin's sexy fight?
Hey, listen.
Where's Devin's sexy fight? See how that works?
I'm telling you. What I'm saying is, but you're talking about one of the biggest stars in boxing that has one sexy fight. You talk about Devin being 22, and you talk about him being in the position for a sexy fight.
Exactly, but we're also discussing the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in boxing, possibly having another sexy fight based off that traction,
and
Bill.
So
you don't think Mikey looking at Tank doing these numbers, he's like, damn.
Okay, so only thing I would just include is Devin Haney in on the sexy fight as well.
Okay, but that ain't that the zone problem though.
Let's talk about that Rolly sexy fight.
First, back up, Bill. You cutting your head off again. But ain't that the zone problem, right? The zone got Mikey over there for $7. No. Let me finish. They got him over there for $7 million. Why they ain't offer him the fight with Devin? He over there. Mikey's over there. He fought.
I never asked for the Mikey Garcia fight.
But why not?
I don't want the Mikey Garcia fight right now.
Well, there you go. That's how you become an A-side.
Yeah, but I don't want.
That's how Earl became an A-side. That's how Earl became an A-side.
I didn't ask for the Mikey Garcia fight, and I said that was a sexy fight.
That's a sexy fight. That's making your own lane. That's making your own lane. That's showing you ain't waiting for Ryan. You ain't waiting for Tank. You ain't waiting for Tio. Y'all scared of me? Cool. I'm gonna go fight this old legend. I'm gonna go fight the
Okay.
dude that used to be unified. I'm gonna go fight the dude
The
that ran
reason-
through the division.
Listen, we didn't. It's weight classes for a reason, and we're not
He
looking
could
at
come
47.
down. He could
Listen,
no.
we're
He
not
could
looking
come
at
down.
we're not looking at 47. If Tank is looking at 47, and what you're talking about that, so it's a sexiness appealing because Tank has the power to go up to 47, and I even said go up to middleweight, right?
Yeah.
So you pick certain guys in there, right? But at the same time, at 35, it's a sexy fight for Devin and for Tank, right? Them to get together and make it happen. Well, the thing about it is when at 22, let's see, hold on. Face him off.
What's that? Song? Can't see
Yeah,
it.
back it up a little bit.
Not a blur. The blur always gonna.
Yeah,
come.
the blur is gonna always take it. Yeah, you're right.
What is it? Phone call? I can't see.
Yeah.
What it say?
Guadalupe. Ryan Garcia, attorney.
All right, pick that up.
Uh-oh. Yo,
Pick
go
that
take
up.
that.
Pick that up, man.
You take that
Let's
and
break
you
this
come
news.
right
Pick
back.
that up, man. You don't leave that man. You know you don't leave
Make sure you
Ryan
hit mute.
Garcia
Just make
calls.
sure you hit mute.
You don't leave Ryan Garcia calls unanswered, man. That's that big money. That's how you become the
That's
A-side.
that fight we want. Oh man,
That's
yo.
A-side talk. You beat that kid, A-side status now. Now everybody need to fight you.
Hey, Lupe. Hey, good brother. I'm on the boxing voice podcast right now, right? And you know, I told him I was talking to you, and everybody said tell you hi and to call you on, you know, that it's okay to call you on the phone. I told him you're my guy.
Call me out. Tell them I say hello.
They can hear you. They can hear you. Ness says hello, and I guess I'll call you. I'll give you a call when I get off.
And everybody, I like the podcast.
Okay. Can you hear him, Ness?
I heard him. Ask him. Tell him I got one question. Is he calling to offer you the Ryan Garcia fight?
Like, don't even ask him.
Yes, ask him.
Bruh, come on. He ain't gonna put that on there.
He's there. You can.
Wait a minute.
I'm
He's
asking.
talking to you.
We're gonna make big fight.
Uh-oh.
So are you the lawyer of Joseph as well?
No.
Oh, so then we're gonna make the Ryan fight.
Hey, Lupe. Hey, Lupe. Is the JoJo Diaz fight and Ryan happening?
We're in discussions about it, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Right.
Lupe, is the only way Devin gets in the Ryan fight is if he sweetens the deal?
I can't hear you yet.
He said as Devin Haney did everything to get in the fight with Ryan Garcia.
I know after one of these days, it just has to be the right timing. You know, there's a lot of things that go into making a fight. You know, that might have happened at the right time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, listen. Hey, thank you, Lupe. Hey, thank you for calling me back, though, bro. Talking to you. All right. I'll give you a call back as well. All right, bro.
Yo, so let's get to Rolly, man, because Rolly is self-proclaimed this generation.
Wait. We're not gonna just gloss over that. Wait, what?
Yeah, listen to
Bro,
me.
you want to just gloss over the fact that Ryan Garcia's attorney just called Bill? Like,
Because we know that already.
For a golf time.
Listen to me.
They calling to go to lunch.
Listen. I'm glossing over it because it just proved my point. Bill knows it. They not interested, so we got to make our own fucking lane. They not interested.
Why? I'm sorry. Listen, I need you to explain to me how the attorney calling him shows that they're not interested.
Okay, my rebut is his words. Maybe you didn't hear him clearly say.
I guess I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. He clearly said, we're going to make big fights, but now is not the time. He literally said, now is not the time. Play the
I didn't hear
playback.
him say that. I'm sorry.
Hit
I will,
rewind.
definitely.
Hit
I didn't hear
rewind.
him say
That's
that,
why I'm
but-
an audio snob. Hit rewind.
No, I believe you.
That's why I went like this. Cut it. Ain't nothing else to talk about. We need to move on. They don't want the
I didn't hear him
fight.
say that, but I'll believe your word.
Bill, am I making
Now
it up?
listen,
Am I
what-
making it up, or
what
did he
should-
say that?
Okay. Well, no, what should be more important instead of jumping over it? But he did say that, Ness.
Thank you.
You're correct. Now, but what's even more important is understanding that when I say that Devin and Devin Haney Promotions is in the loop of it, you know what I mean?
Yes, the
We're
line
not-
of communications is
Yeah, we're
open.
not- you know
That's
what I
the
mean?
most
There's
important
no-
part.
Yeah, there's no disrespect in it. It's also, behind the scenes with the executives of it, it's a respect. Fighters do the fighter talk, right? But ultimately, you don't hear the executives come out and say that that Devin is not trying to make these fights happen, and that's what's important for the hardcores. We know the casuals will catch up as the hardcores explain it to them.
Deliver
in
the
the
message.
Era,
As we deliver that message. So now I need you to deliver the Rolly message. So you went down the line. These dudes don't want it. Mauricio's giving you the green light to approve. Rolly is what you're saying, and
so
you talk to them.
No, it's not that.
Not
It's
that far.
Richard Comey.
Oh, we
Richard
back there.
Comey.
We back at Richard.
Then, no. I was just giving you.
Yeah. No, I want the backstory. I want it.
Yeah,
I want the boy.
So Richard Comey was then, he was talking, but obviously, you know what I'm saying? When Devin, you're trying to get Jojo Diaz, right? You're trying to get Jojo Diaz, and you're being respectful to Jojo Diaz and his position, right? And you're showing the WBC that you're being respectful. But this guy Richard Comey jumps out the window and start talking shit, right? So we're talking to Jojo Diaz. That was like a couple days ago that me and you were on the phone with Jojo Diaz, right? And MTK, right? So Devin, like, man, look at this guy. Do you see this guy, Richard Comey, right? And I said, no, I did hear something about it. And I was like, what was he talking about? And I said, oh, okay, cool, right? So then when I'm hearing this Ryan Garcia, Jojo Diaz shit, right, that they're talking, I buzz Lupe up and ask him, what's popping with it, That was my thing. What's popping with it, man? Because I know you're not ready to do nothing with us. Is JoJo double backing and really trying to do something with you guys? And I told you before that, I said that it's more so the JoJo Diaz camp and Golden Boy that's trying to influence Ryan Garcia to take the fight. And so while all that's going on, right, I'm seeing him try to persuade him. All right, well, fuck it. Where's Richard Comey at? He was just talking shit yesterday, right? So how he got a fight, and he was just talking shit yesterday. So I called Lou up, and Lou said, well, he's interested maybe, but, he's kind of like wants to get a belt, but Lou, he just talking?
Yeah, he just talking.
All right, so bam. So he just talking. So the next nigga.
It's Rolly.
Next nigga that's been running his mouth.
Rolly.
Who's that? Rolly?
Rolly.
Oh, say it again.
Never,
What's his name?
Listen,
What's his name?
Listen, ain't never been a world champion.
Yes. It's the fight. This is
Talk
the
to
fight.
him, Bill.
He's never had the hardware, but he has the heart of 5 or 6 world champions. He has a bigger heart than 5 or 6 world champions
Get
that
Rolly on
I
the
know
phone.
today. Rolly does. World champions, he has a bigger heart.
Bill,
So,
call Rolly up, Bill. You know you got that Las Vegas number, man. Call Rolly
Yeah,
up,
listen,
man. Send
so
him the
one
link,
thing-
man.
No.
Oh,
no.
you gonna tell me you already
Floyd-
talked to Rolly? You
No.
already talked to Rolly?
Devin text Floyd about it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Devin
Floyd-
text Floyd Mayweather Jr. about the Rolly
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, said he
This
wanted
getting
it.
good. This getting good.
And Floyd said yes. So
What?
yeah, that's what Floyd.
But
Floyd
yes,
said
when
yes.
did he say yes like Lupe? Like, yeah, we gonna make that fight, just not right now. Or he
Yeah, I
said
hate it.
yes.
Yeah, hater.
He said yeah.
So
he said, yeah.
Yo,
So what date?
He said they were only fighting
Yo,
in-house.
can we do it in Las Vegas?
That's because Devin and him, they talk
That
to
is
have a
in-house.
relationship.
Devin ain't got no promoter. He is a
That's
promoter.
true. That's
No,
true.
I
That's
said-
true.
I didn't say.
Are we getting it in? Are we getting it in Atlanta or are we going to Vegas? Where this at?
Let that man break it down.
I mean, it got to be Las Vegas because of the Devin Haney living there. Floyd capitalized off that or what? Where we going?
Oh, that could do Atlanta too.
I mean, Rolly's also from Vegas, ain't he?
Well, I just need them. I mean, they're going. They need to,
Send over the
they're
contract.
gonna talk it out. But I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be great in Las Vegas.
Bill, can I ask one favor from you?
What?
Can you text Ellaby now? Because Floyd is always busy. Ellaby's like the CEO. Can you like, yo, double up with Floyd? He told Devin this. What do you need from us? Can I get something like that? Some sort of like, yo, I'm here, whatever you need. Bill Haney's here to get this done. Like, or have you done that already? Like, if you and Ellaby?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Okay. So
I want everybody
he's texting
to
him now.
understand
I see your
something real
hands.
quick.
He's texting them right
Yeah,
now.
he's texting right now. Listen, I want everybody to understand something, okay? This is Devin giving Rolly the shot, but Devin's texting Floyd. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is the man who would be giving Rolly the shot, right? But he's texting.
Oh, he's
Floyd.
calling. Oh, he's calling.
Oh, he's calling the man.
This is amazing.
Oh my God.
Can I? Shh. Thank you, baby Jesus.
Hey, sir, how are you?
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
How are you? Listen,
Jesus,
I got us live. So you're on the speakerphone. We're on the Boxing Voice podcast. And listen, do you mind calling Leonard Ellerby about a fight with Rolly Romero? Give him a call. Devin has talked to Floyd via text, and he confirmed that Rolly might be available. And of course, we're available to do something with him. Can you just give him a talk and let's see if we can pursue it with Ellerby?
I think the reach out would be to Leonard, but also Al Heyman is his manager. So I think that there's two people that need to be talked to, and then primarily Al, because I think that that's where the rubber hits the road.
Okay.
With Riley's career. So
Okay. So
obviously, they always say that they have their own agendas and ways to go and roadmap for their guys. But if it's a proposition that's out there and makes sense, I'm sure they'd be willing to take a look at it.
okay. Well, good. Can you reach out to both, Leonard Ellerby and what's his name, and then just as a follow up from Floyd and Devin texting back and forth about it, and Floyd said yes.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, my brother. Peace.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna assume that was your attorney, DHP's attorney.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I love it when a plan comes together, guys. This is amazing.
I know, right?
Thank you, baby
Yo,
Jesus.
Bill does not play at all.
So can I ask now for a
Willis
second
again.
favor?
Back up a little bit, Bill.
Second favor, Bill. Can we still have Gary Russell as a backup? Because who else is the backup?
Damn.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Who's the backup? Who's the backup? No, because listen, Bill, Mario, chill, man. This is serious business here. Because Bill, what?
Oh, his
look,
reaction was great.
Listen. Because at the end of the day, Bill, you know, like I know, right? Like Floyd might say yes, Ellerby might be on board, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna give Rolly the respect to say he'll price himself out.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say, oh, it was just talk. I'm gonna say he don't like the money to fight Devin Haney, hypothetically. So I need it. You're right. So I need a hypothetical backup for Bill Haney as the COO.
Gary Russell
is this? I mean, what? Listen. Earl got given a pass to fight Mikey because Mikey was saying, "Oh, I see shit." Gary out here talking slick. Why we can't beat his ass?
Listen, we did everything that we could do to
get Gary
entice Gary to come over to Dazn, right?
Yeah,
Dazn came out speak. So now it would be for Gary to talk to Al and have us come over to Showtime.
Yes. And I just want to make it clear, like, for me, I'm not saying that that's not a serious fight. It's the opposite. Like, that's not a backup plan. You know, a backup plan is like, yo, we shooting for Devin Haney, but then we landed Linares. No hate to Linares or anything like that. I'm just saying it's like the backup plan is like, yo, we shoot for the stars, but you know, we had to go plan B. That's why you call it a plan B. Yeah,
but we use
Gary Russell's a plan A type of fight.
And he is. I think we're just using different definitions for the same term. So when I say B, plan B or backup plan, I didn't even say plan B. I said backup plan. I in no way meant any lesser than. No, I'm saying if Rolly ain't taking it, who's next? That's all I'm saying. But I'm also saying this. I got to counter for almost everything, you know, Bill. So rather than have Gary's people reach out, since now that you're available and the fight will be on PBC and not DAZN like you just said, you could always contact Espinosa and say you are willing, because you know he gotta put fights on his network. And if you call him, he's like, damn, you know what, Bill, I never thought about that. Let me make some phone calls and see if is Gary really interested, because we could get the ball rolling without waiting for someone to hear this interview and tell Gary, like, oh, Bill said he's interested. He's calling Espinosa. I love this, man. I swear, why God blessing me like this? I can't believe that today. I didn't know it was going to be this great today. You texting Espinosa?
We need a segment where Bill just...
Bill, you going to take us to the top. Bill going to take us to the top, man. Bill don't play no... He could do this anywhere. He could go to... Shh, everybody be quiet. Shh. I fucking love Bill. See?
Yeah, but you know what? So I'm on mute. I mean, it's probably got around town that I'm calling with the boxing voice today. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody texts each other, yo, Bill about to call you with the boxing voice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's early. Ain't he LA? Everybody ain't like you, Bill. You ain't. We up early getting it, man. They sleep, so Espinosa ain't answer. He in the West Coast probably, man.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. This is Bill Haney calling for Steven. Can you have Steven give me a call about Devin Haney and a future with Gary Russell? Future fight.
What's the best number to reach you at?
The 415.
Bill.
415.
You us on the side.
My boy Bill's about to get
you definitely caught it in time, Ness.
I know. Yes. He was about to mute it.
You're quick on the draw. You would have been savage Wild West days.
Nah, hell no. I got him.
Nah, you know why,
Maestro?
Because we let that shit that shit's gone over our heads at times where somebody's giving, oh shit, we just let him give out his number on here.
Nah, I'm on point. That's my man Bill, man. Nobody ever does this for me. Come on, man. He could choose ESPN. He could choose a writer. He could choose boxing scene.
Let me ask you something, Ness. How late are you going today?
Oh, man, this is where the show takes us, baby. I love my job. My job loves me. They give me Bill Haney. Bill, you got to unmute yourself. I had to catch you. You almost gave the world your number there. You was about to be Mike Jones in Vegas.
Listen, that's fine. Listen. The world can call me. You know what I mean? I don't have any problem.
Hell no, I'm jealous. Hell, you all mine. Where my Eddie Hearn? Where my Eddie Hearn soundbite at? Fuck that. Where's that? Are you with me? Oh man, nah. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for coming on. This is crazy. So what? So who was that? Just to be clear, for the people that live under rocks or didn't hear well, you contacted what?
That's Showtime Sports. That's Steven Espinosa. Showtime Sports.
Yes.
Was that my girl, the Argentine girl? What's her name? Flo?
Yep.
Look at that. My boy Bill, man. I swear, man. Bill, man, why are you so good to us, man? That's crazy. So you done all you can do, man. So that's what I'm saying. We need a backup plan. Like, if Rolly's not the option.
Listen, the backup, what I'm telling you guys is that you've gotten a chance to see Devin from the beginning, to see boxing royalty embraced Devin in a way, not no fanboy shit. I'm talking about inside the ring, working with, from Roger to Floyd Sr., we're talking about Virgil Hunter, Eddie Mustafa. We're talking about Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. Now, we're not talking about somebody that comes in and says, oh, I like the way you fight. I mean, okay, we all say that. Have you been in the ring and given the guy anything, added anything? It takes a village, right? It takes a village to raise a child like it takes to raise a champion. And what you're witnessing is the birth of this era's real champion in boxing, real fighter, right? I take nothing away from Tank's power, the power he brings. But when you talk about a skill set, when Tank was making his bones and becoming Tank who Tank is, Devin was at the Mayweather School of Boxing. So when they got together as a pro, they got together on the day Devin sparred him. And Floyd couldn't sign Devin to that same kind of deal that he signed Tank to. Tank and Tank was with Al then. You know what I mean? So he needed that shine, right? He was still Tank, but he was a pro, right? But he needed that Mayweather shine. Mayweather took him, put him on the biggest undercard, the biggest fight in the world at that time, took him around on the jet, right? They go down there and embrace and to Atlanta, where Al Heyman does a great job because he's the leader in concerts and events with what Al Heyman presents. He's been doing that, the Superfest and all those kind of things way back in the 80s, So that whole crowd and that whole black Hollywood that is behind Tank, is an extension from Al and from Floyd Sr. Floyd Jr., excuse me. So when we talk about his help that he's gotten, right, and the job that he's doing, and the investment that they put into him in terms of marketing, in terms of promotion, and you talk about him being the success that he is, you talk about then a whole lot of less marketing dollars that's spent into Devin, a whole lot less. You see what I'm saying? So when you actually talk from an executive standpoint, which is the product that's worth the most or that made the most profit, right? Then you might be talking about Devin Haney for his future investment, because a company like Showtime, company like ESPN, he comes in. He already comes ready and packaged. So I don't have any problem with anyone calling us a B-side, because we know that Floyd was the B-side up until Oscar De La Hoya. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's TBE. So you got to fucking be patient. And I'm talking to myself. You know what I mean? When I say fucking be patient, I'm not talking to nobody but myself, in the sense of, if I don't have it. If I don't have it from an executive standpoint, if I don't have it
you cutting
from
your
an
head
executive
off, Bill.
standpoint,
Yeah.
if I don't have it from an executive standpoint, then
but
you
Bill,
know what I mean.
Where was Floyd? Where was Floyd at 22?
He just fought Gennaro Hernandez.
Okay. Was he making $3 million?
No.
All right then. So
of course not.
You don't have to be patient. It's just your own lane. You got a different lane. That's all. At 22, you didn't.
No, you
22,
you gotta still be patient though.
Well,
bruh, he got 2 former world champs on his resume at 22. Like, he's creating his own lane. Everybody got a different path.
Yeah,
man.
but without that patience, the way this boxing world is, and the way that it's structured, if you're not patient, you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah, and you don't want to fall out. You don't want to fall out with the people that's saying that they're not ready yet. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
and then the media says whatever narrative that they're saying, right? And then you go back to the people and you cuss the people out because the media is creating a false narrative, right?
Exactly.
We know that this phone right here and your phone, Ness, right? They would call you to get to me, right? They would call, where's Bill Haney? They would call the boxing voice. What's up with Bill Haney? What's up with Devin? What's up? So you know what I mean? We did all we can. If you have casuals that identify more what they see than a hardcore that fan that will actually tell them, listen, the best fight in there for him is this young kid that I'm telling you, he's young. He's not drinking, not smoking. He's the best one. If you guys really want to see a fight, I want to see those two fight. That's probably what the hardcore is. But when you talk about the gimmicks and you talk about other strategic things, well, you have to then be with a big company if you want to do all that strategy and all that other shit. If you really ready to fight anybody and get paid like a motherfucker, then you can do it like we do it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do it like we do it and then not want to fight.
Well, man, you gave us a ton, man. I'm so happy. I got a bunch of questions for you. I know I put out a Patreon. I'm pretty sure we got super chats. I know you've got people intrigued with all that you've done. This has been one of the best Bill Haney episodes. Have you noticed the numbers? We've been clipping the interviews, man. People really resonate with you. Every interview that we do is bigger and bigger than the last one. We stopped at Big Supermax, and this is a good one from LV Slugger, who says...
No, it's not.
Why not?
Because I already read it.
What do you mean?
No, I meant like I read it before. Not I read it, and I've been waiting for you to read this one because it's terrible.
All right, let me screen share. I got LV Slugger that says, if an out-of-prime Pacquiao can beat Thurman, a prime tank who is the same exact height as Pac and have a similar power, can beat an injury phone.
Injury prone is what he meant.
Oh, prone. Oh, yeah, he did put prone. I read phone. See, I'm told you I'm dyslexic. Injury prone Thurman. That's kind of my argument. Bill, what do you think about my argument?
No, I think that for Tank to step up, just you give him the same props if he steps up like Pacquiao did. If he steps up to 147 and is competitive and knocking people out, even if it's a non-title fight for his first fight, he's doing great by picking opponents and he's stepping up the next level. They don't have to be the world beaters, the world champions, right? Because at 140, we gave him an excuse to step up against Mario Barrios. So then there's nothing but heat down there at 135, then go up to 147, and because it's obviously, right, you go up, then you go back down, you know what I mean? And if you want to, that's the way to go to do it, is go up and challenge yourself. And he would be challenging himself. Do not get it twisted. He would be challenging himself. Is he up for it? I believe so, with the right fighter.
Is Thurman the right fight? Is Thurman the right fight, or is that biting off more than you can chew?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's a fight that I'm not really understanding why they would put him in there with him, because it's a tough fight. Although it would be a
50-50? Did Bill Haney, did you almost say it would be a 50-50?
Yeah. But some of the 47s on the decline, you catch them right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you catch him right. He's at that point and at that age that they might know something, but I would still have to give Thurman a slight edge, just because I gotta just be, you know what I mean? I gotta give the weight class and what he's did some kind of credence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I would be going in there pulling for Tank.
A slight edge, Bill. We're talking about a top 5 welterweight right now, this minute.
Yo, people
Yeah, but
think I'm crazy, man, but
but
it's see
he's the right welterweight for a guy that has
exactly
But
the guy that
why
has the power.
though? Because
Huh?
because he lost to
to
Pacquiao,
Pacquiao, because
one of
that's
the
how
greatest fighters of all time.
that's how
about
boxing
to fight
works, man.
Spence and is a live dog in that fight.
That's
Like,
why that's how
I
boxing works.
that's why I give him the slight favor.
That's how this sport
I think
works.
it's got to be a wide. I think it's at least 75-25, at least.
Yo,
maybe
Hey, listen.
85.
They're not gonna put Tank in no 75-25 going
I
the
agree.
opposite direction. You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? So
I agree.
if the fight happens, then it was 70-25. But if it doesn't happen, then it was like what I was saying, more closer.
Damn, you smart as hell. You smart as hell. Good point, man. That's you. Yeah, you nailed it.
we got another super chat from Ken Stone that says, "Gonna miss the stream. I'll be at Regal Casamayor." What date is that?
For no. Oh man, I forgot. The 14th.
Oh, that's why. So he's talking about he ain't gonna be able to watch the Atlanta stream that we're gonna be doing. He's got next the one from Ken Stone who says Duke. He says shout out to Keyshawn and Duke Reagan going for medals tonight.
Shout out to them. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Wait, is it
Keyshawn-
tonight?
I mean, he put TN. I figured that was an abbreviation for tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. We were in Atlanta, and I keep getting the times mixed up with the Olympics. But yeah, shout out to them for real. Yo, and what's his name? The light heavyweight from the UK, Whitaker. Is that it? Maestro, do
I
you know?
think
Is that
so.
who?
Whitaker, I know Richards. Are you talking about Richards? There's
Oh man, I saw
there's
this kid
also
from
King
the UK.
Arthur. King
The light
Arthur's out there.
heavyweight from the UK in the Olympics. Do you know who I'm talking
Oh
about?
shit! So sorry. In the Olympics, nah. Sorry, fam.
I can't remember it. Chad, help me out. I saw his fight this weekend, and I saw all the buzz about him leading up to the Olympics. And yo, it looks like they got a real one out there in the UK at the light heavyweight division.
Yo, this is a great super chat. BB King. I mean, I'm thinking I see BB the King, and I'm thinking BB King's in New York City. But he said BB the King says WBA sucks.
Sorry, Ben Whitaker. Sorry about that, fam.
Ben Whitaker. Thank you.
Yeah.
He said
Yes.
WBA sucks. Ugas versus mother loving Maidana. Can you imagine the uproar if the WBC took Canelo's belt and gave it to Boo Boo and let him fight Yeardom? Shaking my head. I can
That's
imagine.
not what happened, though.
I can
They didn't
imagine
just
it.
take a belt. Like the guy didn't make. Not the guy because I respect him a lot, but David Benavidez didn't make weight. That's why he
No.
lost his title.
I think he's using a comparison to Manny because they took Manny's belt.
Oh, Manny's belt. Yeah, I did. That made zero sense to me. I mean, he was in recess. It was COVID times. There was legit reasons why he wasn't fighting.
Word.
And why strip him? Okay, you put him in recess. Well, recess is over. You know, when I was a kid, there was a show on TV called Recess, right? Well, like that show, Recess is over. So reinstate him as champ. I don't understand that.
So
Exactly.
let me go to some of these questions. So I don't want Bill just here. Let me get some of these that are direct to you here. I got a Patreon post. Let's see who was interested. Looks like David Maldonado. Who wins and how between Teofimo and Tank? Yo, why they always ask me about other fighters? Why they don't say who wins Devin Haney versus Teo and Tank?
Well,
Actually,
like
I got a
said,
poll for you, Bill. I've been having a poll, and right now we have 258 votes, 42 minutes. Who wins Tank Davis versus Devin Haney? Who you think the world got winning?
Well, I know who I got winning. I don't know. I'm interested though. What they say?
59% got Tank, the smaller man that did not start at 135, even though your son started his career there. And they got
Well, you said 59% and first 41.
59 versus 41.
That's fair.
That's about 60-40.
That's fair.
That is fair. That is fair. I mean, he got the names, man. He beat some big men too. Pedraza is pretty tall.
Well, I think when you got a marketing machine like Showtime Sports, who's done a great job. You got Mayweather Promotions, done a great job. Al Heyman, right? When you talk about that, you have enough people. When you talk about Devin, you talk about like the hardcore fans. Like you got to be really like know boxing and you know what I mean to know that. So the 49% on our side probably was more of the realer fans than casuals that just see the knockouts and see the opponents that Tank has faced, and then don't have the necessarily wherewithal or intelligence to then match Devin up against the same opponents and come out with the same outcome that we do. It's all W's, undefeated.
Let me see here. We got James Valdez from San Antonio, Texas. No question. Just want to say thanks for always coming on the show and giving us boxing fans something to chew on. With Devin having 26 wins, 15 knockouts, I'm scratching my head on how people saying he ain't got no pop, pop, pop. Somebody asked them 15 opponents about the pop, pop.
Yes, sir. And you would have to then go and say, if you ask how many ever people voted, who would they favor that Tank has beat to beat Devin? And you probably wouldn't favor nobody. So,
I mean, but that's how Crawford works. Like he ain't necessarily beat someone that makes you think he's gonna beat someone else. You just see him and you think he's good.
Right. You know he's good. Not no think he's good. Crawford is good.
Yeah, I mean, you know him intimately.
Your eyes don't. Yeah, the eyes don't lie, man. You know what I'm saying? You telling you what you looking at, you know it, and what you looking at when you see Devin, and you've seen him come up, and you've seen him come up in the ranks, and then the marketing, the other stuff, the stuff makes you say, okay, I like that though. I like that, right? But in the back of your mind, you say, I know this little kid. I've been watching him for forever, and that's all he does is work out, train, and go. I'd like to honestly see him against one of these other guys, right? And then it becomes for the other guys to want to do it as well. You know what I mean? You can't force an interim in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Dual Ingram in Compton says, if tomorrow Josh Kelly dialed your number and said 50-50, all the belts, are you signing on the dotted line?
Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor.
That's something we would definitely have to consider for sure.
But didn't Top Rank offer y'all a deal already y'all turned down?
No.
No talks at all since Devin Haney's been a free agent.
Nope.
Why would they not be interested in that? That's so strange to me. We got Ian Brooks that says, how do you see the fight between Loma and Comey playing out? And is Loma the new mandatory for Devin? Thanks. And I always look forward to hearing you on the show. He is number one in the rankings, Loma. When do they? I mean, he's probably got a year. When was Devin's last mandatory, Bill?
It was just, I don't know. We got a mandatory now. We're going through mandatories. I don't know when the last one was. What do you mean?
When was your last mandatory fight? When was the last time the WBC said you must fight so-and-so? And you actually fought him because of the order?
Well, no. We haven't.
So you've never had a mandatory? Damn. I remember Samson saying that. I thought he was bullshitting. You never had a mandatory.
How do you not have a mandatory? That
because
makes no sense.
You could always do voluntary defenses. Have you always been able to pick your opponent?
No, wait a minute. You cannot always do voluntary defenses.
Obviously.
You can only do a voluntary defense if your mandatory does not want to fight for whatever reason that they don't want to fight.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't say, so we don't start the shit. But I want to tell you, if the mandatory ducks, then what's the name? Now, when Devin became a mandatory.
Back up so you don't chop your head off.
Yeah, when Devin got in the position to become a mandatory, he became a world champion.
Yes.
When he was in the position to then become the mandatory, he became world champion
because he took his shot.
Mr. Haney, can I ask you a question?
Because Loma didn't fight. Yeah.
As long as you make your defense once a year under WBC rules, right? You're allowed to do mandatories, no?
Well, no, the
What?
mandatory.
No, mandatory is once. It's
You have to do
called
once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year.
Once a year. After that, I meant you could take you could take on voluntaries. That's what I meant. I meant to say voluntaries.
Yeah, but that's my question that I want to answer for. Regardless of the reasons, technically, you've never fought your mandatory challenger? Is that what you're saying?
Technically, no mandatory challenger has stepped up to the plate.
Holy shit. That's enough. Remember he said the other day on Twitter, oh, this is going to be the first time in history that 2 mandatories don't want to fight the champ. That's also history. Mario, you got to start writing again, bro.
You know what that reminds me of, Ness? Mr. Haney? That reminds me of Barry Bonds in his prime when he get up to the plate and they just walk him on purpose over and over and over again.
Shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's a story.
Juice.
Yo, he just gave you something to, to have casual fans correlate in your story right there. Like, is Devin Haney the Barry Bonds of boxing? What in the world? Crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, you know what's funny too?
Mm-hmm. Right.
WBC out here talking about Tio's the franchise. I mean the
undisputed champ. They're undisputed.
If you go to their website, right, and you go look at the ratings, you go
Devin
look at
Haney's the champ.
Devin
Haney's the champ.
Picture is the only one. Devin Haney's name is in big bold letters with all his description and bio. And then underneath him, you got the franchise champion, Teofimo, and interim champion, Joseph Diaz, right underneath. So it's very contradictive and somewhat hypocritical.
I got Brandon Lenz in Houston says, Bill, what are you and Devin going to do when the winner of Ryan and JoJo applies for the WBC franchise interim?
That was a good one.
He said when they apply for the franchise interim title, which allows them to duck all title shots until they retire.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because see what people fail to realize is when the franchise, when Lomachenko got the franchise, it was a non-transferable, non-winnable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ness covered that one down at the 50th anniversary. And that was beautiful. Yeah, that was beautiful. 50th anniversary of the WBC down in Mexico. I think they got the new one coming up too.
Yeah, I'm trying to be at that. Them things be lit.
Lit though, I know, right?
I didn't know it was like that, man. It was nice. I mean, it all depends on the country because I remember right before COVID, they was going to Russia. I wasn't going to that.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to Russia. But we got Steve in the UK that says, hi, Mr. Haney. Thanks for coming on the show. You said Devin did a great job for Dazn. How do you qualify that? Is it saying staying undefeated, number of subs brought in because he was fighting, a mixture of the two? Thanks for the time. Thanks for coming on the show. Steve in the UK. Oh, one more thing.
It's a good question.
Oh, one more thing. Who has had more chance of winning, Tank versus Thurman or Canelo versus Khan? Who's had a better shot of getting the win, Bill? Khan fighting Canelo or Tank?
Who some people say was winning in the Canelo fight, by the way.
Tank.
You sure?
Tank right away, Mario. Mario's still saying, are you sure, Bill?
Yeah.
Yo.
We'll ask you again once you've,
So
thought
Bill,
about it.
So how do you quantify?
I thought about it a bit more now.
how are you quantifying Devin Haney's success at Dazn is what he's asking you.
Okay, so obviously bringing the awareness, because when we went over, people were still having problems saying Dazn. They were saying Dazn.
Yes,
DAZ,
yeah, you're right.
They were saying a lot of different shit. So
you're right.
We understand that Devin is a millennial. We understand that the analytics that he bring. I mean, even Ness will attest that we do numbers on here when me and him is on here. When Devin does numbers on anything, you know what I mean? People are checking for it. You know what I'm saying? So they can't tell me that then Lomachenko put something up and you have Devin put something up, and you can see the viewers. So we know the star that Devin is. On one hand, he has more followers and more than one fighter, right? And then they'll say, well, Ryan Garcia has more, so he's bigger, but then he has more than the other fighter, and they say, well, no, that fighter has a belt, or that fighter has a legacy, or something like that. So we know, after talking to Eddie, talking to John Markowski as well, that Devin's numbers are good. Joe, yeah,
it's
Joe,
my man Joe.
Thank you for correcting me about Joe. Real nice guy too,
yeah.
Right? But we know that he does the numbers, right? But what Eddie, everyone says that, that he's paying, or that he's overpaying. Then he says, okay, all right, then let's see if you guys want to fight him. Devin can go over to that network and fight on your network. He's saying that to let him know that he's not crazy. He knows what he has. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's in business with, right? And we know that Dazn, what we bring in terms of awareness, new eyeballs. We know that it's a network that fan base is predominantly Hispanic or Latino, right? And when Tevin, it was Tevin Farmer and it was Danny Jacobs that were the only guys that were U.S. based fighters then that was there when we came over.
Bill, I know that you spin it, and I'm saying spin it is your job. I got to be controversial. It's your job to deflect and prove me wrong. But, you big the zone up, but they got rid of Tevin. Technically speaking, you haven't re-signed. And I'm pretty sure Daniel ain't on there no more with these 2-fight rumor deals with Top Rank and Joe Smith. So, I mean, does the zone care about American subscribers? They're getting rid of all their American fighters.
Well, I mean, we have a tentative date for October.
Whoa! From the zone?
Well, yeah, we've had the offer for a date.
Whoa!
To come back. We've had an offer for a date to.
This is
to
breaking
come back.
news, man.
This is breaking news. I'm gonna have to write this one. I'm sorry.
Man, this guy.
Well,
Eddie,
Eddie kind of had leaked it and said that more than likely he'll be back in October.
He ain't as popular as you. Ain't nobody hear that shit.
Come on, man.
I never heard him
I'm gonna
say
check
that,
right
though.
now. Did Rob know? If Rob says he knew,
I missed that.
Rob, did you know?
No. Well. And it would probably be. He leaked it and said that it would probably be with an opponent like Richard Comey or an opponent like Gary Russell. From what I've heard from.
I think I did see an interview. I think I remember that. I remember he used the Russell name.
Yeah. So
I don't remember that at all.
I think I did.
He did on Akin Barak.
Yeah.
Wow, I heard that show too. Huh.
Well, they leaked it in clips. I mean, they put it out in clips, not leaked it. They published it in clips. So
that's what I'm saying. I heard. Yeah.
Obviously, they talked about a bunch of subjects.
Yeah, of course.
But that's okay.
That's all good.
So October, you said October?
Yeah, that's when they're saying a tentative date.
So when,
you know what I mean?
Hold on. When is Bill Haney thinking of starting camp? When do you start? Because you don't got an opponent yet. When do you want to see Devin back in the gym?
Well, see, Devin had initially said to JoJo, he said, "Let's do October."
Mm-hmm.
Then JoJo said November because he needed his eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So then it goes back to October,
mm-hmm.
right? Because then we obviously, when a network says that they have a date for you, it's so important that
you're ready.
That date that you can fight on that date. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You come back, you say, well, no, give me another date. Now you're talking about the Canelos, Alvarez's of the world, the Earl Spencers, and you talk about these other guys. When it's young and they the zone, gives us the opportunity to still keep our brand intact, still, still come out and be available to make those fights, to kill those narratives of Devin not being the fighter that he is. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have to speak highly for him. We've gotten paid, ton of money from them. We've gotten exposure, global exposure. Dazn has now did a Dazn global deal. So, you know what I mean? It'll be even more eyeballs around the world, for Devin. So, it's never something that we ever had bad blood. It was just something that we had to do to, be the fighters to be the company that we are. We had to make ourselves available.
So what other Dazn approvable fighters you think can help, can fill that October date? Because obviously Comey now being linked to Loma, that might not be there. Joseph, obviously, Lupe, that means Diaz might not be there. Gary, you say you feel like you've done all you can do to get the Gary fight, so that might not be there. What's another fight Bill is thinking of? Another option?
Well, you said the Rolly Romero fight.
But I mean, if you're gonna do a DAZN date, I don't know. Is Rolly coming over there? He's a Showtime fighter. He fought on Showtime a bunch of times. I don't, That's why I didn't even bring it back up, Bill. I'm just trying to stay realistic,
Okay. Well, then,
because it would be good to build into something, give Devin the proper time to promote his fight, have a full 8 weeks.
You have another guy. Another guy from Ghana, named Emmanuel Tago.
Tagago, that's a Lou fighter. You trying to do Lou a favor? Come on, man. Has that dude been on TV?
No.
He a puncher. He a
puncher.
Have you watched tape? He a puncher.
No, all the Ghana fighters are tough guys. They're all punchers, bro.
No.
Tough.
I hear you. But not many Ghana fighters get a rep. Like, you just from Ghana, so you expect to have power. Like, this dude has been around. He's a puncher. People know him.
Oh, he's a tough guy. No, he's a tough guy. Listen.
I mean, ain't no reward in that. Why you gonna fight a puncher nobody heard of, man? No, man. Tell Lou get out of here.
No. Let me explain this to you. Is
Lou been ducking me too, man.
But when you opt to tell a network, or you tell a promoter, another fellow promoter, co-promoter, and like an Eddie or Lou, they're like, why would you take a Richard Comey fight or Emmanuel Tagal fight that are dangerous fights that nobody knows, right? But they're each steps in development of Devin as well. So although it's not the fight that casuals would know, it's the right development fight, and that's why I pick those kind of fights, because I want Devin to stay active and I want him to stay sharp, and we're trying to get the best fighters in there.
Bro,
man, this is what I'm talking about.
When they talk, man, it ain't gonna help him get the fight that he want.
But that's the thing is, listen to what Bill is saying.
This is Tagago.
Bill is saying that day one fight that helped Devin become the best version of himself.
And I hear
when
that.
he does get those fights, he's ready.
I hear that, but this is still Tagago's biggest fight of his career. Like,
who, Mason Bernard?
No, Tagago's. This is his biggest fight if you get a Devin Haney fight.
Oh, I thought you were saying what is
No, I didn't ask. No, I didn't ask that. Fight. I'm just saying this would be the biggest fight of his career. It's like, it's people out here grinding their whole life, man. He about to get a shot at the champ just cause, man. Like,
right, he's got 33 fights in his life. What?
Bruh, he ranked in the IBF. He ain't in the WBC paying them fees and trying to come at the champ. He about to get the champ off a favor. That he ain't ranked in the WBC.
No. He's been fighting since 2004.
That's not. But what's not true is though he's ranked in the WBO number 2.
Yeah, that's not WBC.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he's ranked number 2 in the world in the WBO, and then he's ranked in the IBF. He's ranked in the IBF, and you gotta say that the IBF is the real deal. So you know what I mean as well. So
It shows he's respected throughout the sanctioning bodies.
Boxing is trash, man. Look at the let me screen share this look at the ring lightweight division, right? T.O. is the champ. Loma, Ryan, Devin, Comey, Luke Campbell, Joseph Diaz, Linares, Fortuna, Cambrosos, Isaac Gonzalez. Now, here's the clarity.
But the rankings, let me just tell you, with those rankings, though, because a lot of those fighters lost, though.
And that's what I'm gonna say. Like the
clarity.
I'll say
when the new rankings come out, but you got to see when the new ones come out.
I know.
You know.
All I'm saying is that this list has a bunch of fighters that won't fight Devin, and that have already lost. One has retired, right? So Vasil didn't want to fight Devin and accepted franchise. Ryan became interim and didn't want his mandatory. Comey wanted it, now he wants Loma. Luke Campbell wanted it, ended up fighting Ryan and retired. Joseph Diaz just said he wanted it, but now he's in negotiations with Ryan.
But he also just moved up too. So
Linares lost to Devin. Fortuna just lost to who he lost to? Diaz, who doesn't want to fight Devin. Cambrosos is tied to Teofimo, who's the champ. And Isaac Cruz is like PBC anyway, man. I don't think he made enough buzz to get a Devin shot.
No, bruh, not at all.
This is why Gary Russell and Rolly are better fucking names, man. Because those dudes are on the rankings and they not even sexy. Like Cambrosos, Campbell. Man, tired of them names, man. We need some new blood. Tagago, I've been hearing about him forever because I'm a hardcore, obviously. I know he signed to Lou. I know he's there. He's been waiting, but I don't know. Who did he lose to? Did he lose in Ghana? I know he got a loss.
He lost, like, real early in his career, though. Like, once you check.
Oh, yeah.
He lost in his debut fight in 2004.
And he won how many fights since then?
He is 32-1, so he's on a 32-fight win streak.
So let me ask you something, Bill.
15 KOs.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Is this dude approved by Dazn?
No.
Oh, so you ain't even throw this name at them yet.
Well, I mean, that shows you. I think that shows how interested and realistic they are in the Rolly fight. You know what I mean? Like this, it's like, let's make sure that doesn't happen before we even, you know what I'm saying, venture off into anything else, which I respect.
So did you pitch Rolly to Dazn?
Rolly.
That's
I
a
don't know.
Showtime
I mean,
fight,
I know
right?
Rolly. I know Rolly would probably get. You know, he would get approved, right? He's
I'm sure he would.
He's champion.
I think he would.
He's a WBA interim champion.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Because Rolly's not in the WBC as well, though.
Nah, he's not.
No. But he's an interim champion, so you know he's number one. Or at least number what is he in the WBA? What is he?
He's number one in the WBA.
Number one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like that fight, man. Fuck,
so do I.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. That's why we need another fight that is as good as that one in case that one can't happen, man.
Yeah, but it's you get
I'd
towards the end of the year, people are getting tied up.
This is what I'm saying. If you gonna give me, I want Gary. If you can't give me Rolly, give me Gary. I don't want Tagago, man. Bruh, listen. You his dad, man. You know who coming to Vegas for that shit?
Yo, real quick. I'm gonna peace out. I gotta go. I got an appointment. At Maury Monkey on Twitter, at Maury Monkey on Instagram. Guys, been a pleasure. Bill, seriously, you killed this morning. Thank you for taking it to another level for us. And yeah, peace. I'll see y'all on Untitled tonight.
7 p.m. All right. Yeah, Bill, man. Come on, man. We want to turn up, right? Like we want to have a party on the Devin fight, man. I want it to be a movie.
We can go to the Bay and turn up too, though. You know what I'm saying?
You think? Okay, so Lou approved Tagago to go to Oakland?
No, I know. See, I know. Lou has Tagago, and I know he got Richard Comey. So we're going at Richard Comey, right? Mm-hmm. If Lou was to call me right now, it would be Richard Comey. If all them other guys, then I know Lou is on deck with he has the same guy. He's Richard Comey and Tagago. So
no, I know, but my question is like, did you say like, yo, worst case scenario, how much you want for Tagago?
No, not to Lou. Not to Lou.
Okay.
But I know Tagao's manager is Peter Khan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, Bill out here, yo. Damn, you what the game been missing, man. That's crazy. No, for real, man. You so like is on your sleeve, man. You just keep it real. That's crazy. Damn. So that means possibility Triller. Let's talk about it. That means could Tagao pull y'all to Triller?
Like I said, anything's possible.
Wow. Okay.
But that's a case where if Dazn didn't necessarily like Tagao, and that was the fight, and then Triller wanted to make it happen, then I'm sure Eddie would be comfortable with it as well.
Okay. I mean, look, man, I ain't gonna hate on a hometown Oakland fight, you know.
Yeah, we know that, and we know that money. They say money is
I
good
never
over
been
there
to
in Triller.
Oakland. I never been.
Oh,
California's so big, man.
Well, that stuff you smoke is that's where that's at, up north.
Yeah, man.
The Bay.
I hear. So, how realistic is that Oakland fight? Because that's something you've been saying a few times now.
Well, it's possible. We spoke to Sean with Matchroom. Sean over there, Sean Palmer with Matchroom. He's expressed interest in going to the Bay. You know what I mean? And one thing about Matchroom is they always have sexy events, at different places. They always pick nice fly places to have their boxing shows,
Bill, this is actually a good question. I think he can be approved by Dazn. And do you like it?
Who?
Tevin Farmer just announced he's moving to 135. And that's from Miguel on Patreon asking, do you have any interest in a Tevin Farmer Devin Haney fight?
They're really good. They're really good friends. And I think because of that, I don't think Dev would get in the way of Tevin Farmer making some money. So I'm sure that he would make it happen.
I told y'all he would think, yo, you led me into that. I swore you were saying the normal bullshit about they friends so they can't fight. But you said what I want you to say. You my friend, so I'm going to give you money. I'm going to make sure we make a fight happen. Jesus Christ. I told y'all he was, yo, they going to think I'm just, bigging you up because you want, but no, you what the game's been missing. You heard that? Yeah, that shit, yo, it probably went over a lot of y'all head because oh my God, that was funny. Yeah, that's great. So you want a Tevin fight. That's a nice fight. I like that.
Yeah, but like
fight.
I said, Tevin is not somebody, I want the headlines to read that, Devin and Bill want the Tevin fight because that's not what we want. Mm-hmm. But we know that if Tevin has moved up to 135 and he wants to get paid a lot and he wants to get back on top, we won't deny him an opportunity because we respect him that much and respect the city that he comes from so much that we wouldn't do that to him. We would definitely entertain it.
Brandon in Houston says, Bill, give the TBV community your definition of the A side.
Oh man, the A side, boy, that whole term, it's definitely it's no set thing that you call it. You just know who's the A side and who's the B side. You know what I mean? Mm. And when it's close, I think in the case of Ramirez and Taylor, they would flip-flop and negotiate. Okay, who comes out first? Whose name is first on the billing? Then who gets announced first? You know what I mean? So when it starts to get close to having two true A sides or two true B sides, then you negotiate the terms of it. So,
Bill, you know what he was trying to do? He was trying to see because I feel like if you make an offer, for instance, if Devin is making an offer to Emmanuel, I won't keep butchering Tagago's name, but Emmanuel, and Devin is bringing the broadcaster, and Devin is going to Oakland, well, Devin's the A side. You know?
Well, that is a definition of A side attributes.
So
you know what I mean?
So let me ask you, if Rolly, right, if he gets his network to make Devin the offer to come fight on Showtime versus Rolly, and now they're paying Devin, who's the A side?
Well, see, then that's when I say when you have something that's kind of close, then you start then negotiating in terms of who comes out first, whose name is on the billing, and all those things. If they're that important, if it's of importance to a Rolly, right? Then that's what he goes into negotiations with.
All right. Moving on, we got Mr. Adore. Will Devin continue to work with Ben Davidson? Mr. Adore, I finally figured it out. No, that's actually American.
I just realized I was on mute, Ness. My fault.
Yeah, because your mic is like picking up everything. I don't know if it's your beard or, but like.
No, I'm gonna. Okay, I'll move it away. But let me ask Mr. Haney something, please.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what Ness was trying to ask is whether you agree with him that in a Canelo plan.
Not with me. Just broad opinion about B-sides being able to offer.
So I'll ask the question. So Ness has made the argument repeatedly that in the negotiations that have broken down, that Plant is the A side over Canelo.
Yo, I love
do
this
you
guy,
agree?
Bill. I love this guy.
No.
He doesn't like losing debates. Bill, don't fall down with him, Bill. Plant's the A side.
No, that's what I'm saying is Canelo would be the A side.
Thank
right?
you.
And then he's the A side, right? He's the reason why the purses will be inflated bigger than what Plant is getting. But if Plant was to come and take his budget that he gets, like Devin has a budget for October, right? And he brings his budget over, right? The only reason that Plant would be getting as much money as he's getting is because of
the economics of the fight.
The economics of the fight. Yeah, obviously. But the economics are driven because of Canelo.
Cool.
And not Plant. But then with Plant and it being on his network, right? Then he's able to get certain perks, certain things to happen, right? That you see when Billy Joe Saunders was complaining, he was like, man, what's going on? The network is not, and behind the scenes, Ness, like going into fight week, all the things that a network can do for the A side fighter to make the B side fighter feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot in that A side, B side when the network is bringing the money. So by no means do you think that Canelo is going to come over to Showtime and then be treated like a B-side fighter. Ness, you can't.
No.
Say that.
I'm not saying that there won't be any water in his dressing room, or or that he'll be made to. Do
you think his dressing room? Who's going to dressing room is who? And when you get the dressing room, the big dressing room or the little dressing room, who is going to get the biggest dressing room?
I believe
Canelo.
I believe that they will cater to Canelo as if Canelo was, I don't know, the best looking girl in the world, right? Like you're trying to marry her. Your job is to woo her. But since you have that music background, I want to challenge this debate because I see Maestro. I love that he's become my nemesis. He wants to bring up old debates to try and win.
Well, no, but you know what, Ness? You hold your own. I mean, I've been taking souls all weekend on people's channels. I took R.I.P. Reggie Slowins. His soul was taken.
Whoa, souls.
Reggie Slowins. I took his soul. I took a bunch of other people's souls, and I'll explain all of that after the boxing voice is done. But go ahead, Ness.
No, well, I just wanted to, go back into the B-side thing, right? Because it's like, you know, I wanted to use this Bill's background in music to see if my other analogy can work to win the argument, which is PBC or Heyman Boxing LLC is acquiring the services of Canelo Alvarez as an artist. They're putting on Summer Jam. Canelo's an artist on Summer Jam. That's it. So what? He's making $40 million. That doesn't mean that Canelo is Summer Jam. He's an artist, main event artist on Summer Jam. I'm paying him what he wants to perform. But when you pay someone for a feature, let's go to music, like the actual song. You don't get the video rights, but Al does have the video rights to this fight. He the one get to give it on demand. Canelo can't take this fight on demand.
If you make 10 million over what you were supposed to make, and this guy, you can convince this guy to come back to make another 10 million. You're gonna do everything that you can. If it's 100 million, 10 million, 1 million, right? So he's gonna be treated. He's gonna be treated in a way and courted, like you said, in a way that he's the A side. Whichever company he goes with, even with Eddie and Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders was like, "What the heck is going on?" Right? Normally, how I get treated, and he was the B side, even on.
But Canelo won't be the lead promoter. He's still gonna come over there and be promoted by TGB.
I
or Mayweather.
I doubt that he won't. I doubt seriously that he won't. It won't be a co-promotion between Mayweather Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, or TGB and Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that, but
because remember this. Remember is that the fight never happened. I mean, the fight doesn't start until the men get in the ring, right? And going into it, right? You see this COVID stuff and fighters pulling the COVID, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could just as easy had said a hamstring. They could have easily said anything, right? So you go into it as a promoter. You go into it with these two extraordinary athletes, and this one athlete that obviously has been used to being catered to in such a way that in order to get him in that ring, you're going to have to continue that pattern, or the fighter might pull out. So I don't see anyone or any company at this time treating Canelo Alvarez as he's not the A side that he is, right? Because of the draw, because of what he's bringing right now.
Everybody else he fought at 68, were they ever in the position to do what Caleb Plant's team just did?
Okay, well, when you talk about a team, you talk about one of the best teams in boxing that Caleb Plant is a part of. So in terms of negotiations for those
offers, just offers.
Yes, absolutely.
Like who else could offer Canelo $40 million?
I'll tell you right now, Eddie Hearn did that for him versus Billy Joe Saunders.
But let me tell
that's
you,
one right there.
But let me tell you, if you follow,
Maestro, you're making stuff up. Remember that. Yes. Remember that the true negotiations go like this. Eddie made a offer to Caleb.
And he turned it down.
No. Caleb and his team countered. So when you want Eddie to win this, he needs to now make an offer greater than the 40. Please stop misleading the audience, all right?
Okay. Eddie has to make an offer to Caleb Plant. Like Eddie and Canelo were good. So I don't understand what you're saying here.
Exactly. But he's still got to make an offer greater than. For you to think, right? Now he's got to go to Canelo and say, look, I could give you more than what they're offering, or you can be my friend and take less, is what you're trying to say?
Okay, what I'm trying to say, and I can see Mr. Haney there, and I'm sure Mr. Haney's in agreement. I can't believe it's taken this long just to answer, is Canelo the A side versus Plant? Like,
come
on, bro.
So you want to ignore the last statement?
Does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? Are we going to spend 5 minutes on that?
Yeah, well, we're going to spend as much time as it takes for you to understand that when someone makes the offer, they're not a B-side. When someone brings the network, they're not a B-side.
Well,
when someone is dictating terms, They're not a B-side, bro. Like, you sound crazy continuing to bring this up over and over. If you want me to concede, listen, if you want me to concede that Canelo is not the B-side, absolutely.
Okay, good.
But Keller Plant is no B-side. He's no B-side.
Okay.
You can't make a $40 million offer and be a B-side. It's impossible.
All right, Mr. Haney, could you just settle this?
Let me say this. Let me say this though. Is the argument that you're having about Caleb Plant and Caleb, I mean, listen, the guy, you know, this is his opportunity. And you build you build yourself up to ultimately be a B-side, to going on the A side. It's always being built up to being that one day you go in there against that fighter that, you know what I mean, nobody thought that you were going to beat, or that you go up against that A side to become the A side fighter, right? The true A side, right? In the sense of the way that Floyd did it, right? The way that Floyd did it is the same way with Caleb Plant. Was Floyd the B side against De La Hoya? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now that's no disrespect to Caleb.
Yeah, absolutely. And Floyd has admitted that. Floyd said he needed to be the the B side against Oscar to become an A side himself, right, Bill?
Right.
And that's what Caleb Plant's trying to do right now. He's built himself up to be the B side against the most popular, most financially a big business, a boxer in the sport of boxing. You know, he's blockbuster.
And the thing about Caleb is that Caleb is hard. Caleb like one of the hardest white boys I know. You know what I'm saying? Like hard. Like he didn't grow up. They got videos of him, you know, guys trying to jump on him and shit, trying to jump him and shit. Did you see that?
I did. I told him about it when he fought somebody in the projects. Absolutely.
In the projects, yeah. You know, so listen, when you talk about Caleb and what he's done and how far he's gotten, right? It's all built up for him to come in and it's a Cinderella story. Don't tarnish the story. He's going in there against insurmountable odds of being just like Floyd, when Floyd went in there against De La Hoya. But I think the world probably had Floyd more closer to beating Oscar than I think they have Plant. But Plant has a great chance. But, you know, if he was my fighter, or if I was talking to Dev, and I would say that this is our time, and we're going to go in there. And those like those days of going into Mexico. You go to Mexico, and yeah, you're the A side, and you bought the promotion, and you came and all that. But when you get there, you're not the A side.
Because of the fans, because they cheering for the other guy.
Because of the fans, because you're not at home. You know what I mean? Because the judges, because all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, basically, it would be like Triple G being the B side because he went over to London to fight Kell Brook, when everyone knows that Triple G was the A side in that fight.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.